Yo, what up, though? Man, so the Carolina Panthers done cut McCall, their former starting defensive tackle. He was undrafted last year, and Carolina souped him up. Last year, he had like 7 solo tackles. He didn't record no sacks last year, but he only 24 years old. He's 6'3" and weigh 345. And from what I've been hearing and reading up on the former Carolina Panther was he been having a good off-season training camp. And he played mostly like I say the first half in the first preseason game where people from Carolina say he was looking good. And on the depth chart, he was ranked number one as a defensive tackle. But Carolina decided to part ways with him because the coach said he didn't fit their scheme. And the Carolina Panthers are not deep on the defensive line. So that's a head scratcher to me. But we all know the Minnesota Vikings love to go after young players with low risk and a high reward. McCall is the exact player the Minnesota Vikings need to bring in to try to help soar up that defensive line, man. Because let's be for real. The run defense last week was horrible. And I know people going to say, well, the backups played. You still shouldn't give it no 200-something yards on the ground to them down backup running backs. So that's where I think he might can help us. Because after we got Danielle Hunter, we signed Davenport, but we don't know what Davenport even going to bring to the team. So my thing is, why not bring him in and sign him to a one-year deal? They said he was looking good all offseason training camp, and people from Carolina Panthers mad that they released McCall. So the Minnesota Vikings, man, should take a look and try to bring him in. Ain't like he gonna want $5 or $8 million. He ain't really do nothing last year, but he is a good prospect for real. He's 6'3" and weigh 345 and only 24 years old. Like our D tackle Roy, we drafted from LSU. I don't think he ever played in a preseason game yet. I don't know where he been at, and I don't know what he even gonna bring to the tables because we ain't seen nothing no dog yet. So that's another reason why I think the Minnesota Vikings should bring McCall in, man. I'm trying to help soar up this defense, man. And the Minnesota Vikings need depth on the defensive line too. So why not bring him in? He only 24. That's a big boy. Imagine what Brian Flores could do with him up under his defense. And he was playing good and looked good this whole offseason for real. And with the defense of Roy, I can't say that shit about him because we ain't seen nothing about him. So that's another head scratcher. But the Minnesota Vikings, man, should really bring him in and trying to sign him to a one-year deal. Because, man, we got to fix that defensive line for real, man. I know we got a few good starters, but we need depth. Like I said in my last video, if somebody go out for a game or two for whatever reason, we will be screwed. Because the Minnesota Vikings are not deep at depth on the offensive line, the defensive line, and in the backfield, man. That's why we should bring McCall in to help us soar up that defensive line a little bit. At least the big boy can probably chew up some blocks for somebody else to get off. Shit, he 345. And he played a lot of games last year for the Carolina Panthers, man. So y'all let me know in the comment section below. SKOL family, should the Minnesota Vikings bring in McCall to help us soar up the defensive line? I think they should. Bring him in, Quasey. Give that boy a little one-year deal for like $1 million, 1.2 or 900,000. It don't even matter. Just bring him in so we can have another big boy up on the defensive line, so we can help stop that motherfucking run people gonna want to do on us.